is Tolokbe Ibitola, and I'm happy to be here again. Yeah. So today's the 12th edition of Between You and Me, and I can't wait to start discussing our very interesting topic: age and the society. Between You and Me is a conversation that centers on people sharing their experiences on how they've managed situations in the past, or they're presently managing their situations, and then how they've been able to overcome life challenges. Yeah, because in the world where we are, there would always be a time where we have issues. That's what makes us one of the things that make us human. And how did you handle that situation? How were you able to come out of the situation, manage it gracefully without impacting your well-being? So, and the thing is, one is not only the person going through that situation at a particular time, there will be other people doing that as well, and sharing your own story, your own experience may be just what the other person needs to get an idea, a spark of idea on what to do, on how to handle their own situation of people, but that one person that you are able to impart. So Simiat is a presenter and a producer on a mission to inspire young people to become active participants in peace building. Yeah, and Simiat, what would you like to say to our viewers today?
We are a people that, almost every time someone is talking about information and of course knowledge. So if we don't have knowledge, it's not just information that we need knowledge. And programs like this would afford us opportunity to express ourselves individually and of course collectively. I'm sure people are also going to join in the course of the discussion so that we can, have it smooth. So, but then I want to appreciate you for inviting me to the program. So it's a pleasure being here, really.
Thank you for agreeing to be here despite your busy schedule. You know, presenters, how busy they can be. Thank you.
That's so type of presenter you are pushing me to be. I'm just also going to become someone like you, okay? I'm just going towards that stage where I will be globally, where you are conducting this interview.
Simiat, let's not go that. Let's leave that for another area.
Right.
Simiat has been a very wonderful fellow. She's been we've known each other for over 10 years, right? And then she's
13.
13 years. Yeah, she's been very pleasant person. So I think we'll have another. Let's quickly go to this topic. Mr. Deji, yes, I see you. Are you following? And hope you can join. Sure, you can join us one of these days, and let's see if we have an avenue to also bring you on. We may in the course of the conversation. Okay, Simiat, how was growing up for you? Let's start on that note.
Growing up, wow.
Yes.
Growing up with a lot of restrictions, actually. It was practically about doing what your parents or the people around you want you to be. You're practically listening to instructions. And when we say practically listening to instructions, you probably would not have your own opinion expressed as such. So growing up, my small village is not a big town. Even though some people would disagree with me, I grew up in Agriculture in Kokia local government of Ogun State, Nigeria. And it was a really practical experience for me, being in the midst of family members, because we grew up, seeing my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncles, and my parents, so my siblings as well. So it was a practical experience for me. I would see what the whole family would read in school. The nuclear, the extended. It's not going to be it wasn't a far away experience. you see the community, you express cultural identities, you expected as a young person to respect everybody, and it was more like we were being trained to belong to a different society. And that little beginning, the instructions we were listening to at that time was really preparing us for a day like this. That I would
Yeah.
be asked a question with respect to how
Mm.
I or growing up was like.
Okay. Thank you for letting us into your childhood. And then the
Can I
experience.
say something? If you're not convinced as to what I am saying, you can talk further, please. Because I really do not know precisely what aspect of my childhood or growing up you really want me to talk about. So, but fantastically, I was in the midst of so many people, and the example that a lot of people would give that being a female you would be restricted. I wasn't restricted. Instead, almost all the men I've come across growing up, they were the ones telling me, you can do this, you can do that. Starting from my father, for example, and my teachers, they were always fronting for me. I changed my school at some point I changed school. I was supposed to be in primary 2. And so my teacher, one of my teachers, Mr. Weir, of blessed memory now, he told my dad that I would have to be promoted to primary 5 because it was my lesson teacher. So he said I was that brilliant to get to primary 5. But of course, my brother was in primary 4. So my father didn't want to have that argument in the house where the younger one would be ahead in school, the other one. So he had to manage it. In his wisdom, he told my teacher that, okay, let's not take her above her brother. Let's take her to maybe primary 3 so that, there won't be that competition between the two of them, and she'd have to be beaten all the time by her brother. And of course, psychologically, it will also affect my brother. So almost all the men that I've come into contact with as a young person, they were all in support of, they were giving me the inspiration to dream, to continue to be anything I want to be in this world. And I know that a lot of people do not have that. Instead, it was largely a situation where people would be restricted because of their gender. Exactly. So I did that till I got into secondary school, almost the same thing. So they were. I think I was the one that was given the privilege. My brother was always being told for one thing or the other, just because they felt like, oh, everything was based on merit. That way. So if you're good, you're going to be supported. If you're not good, nobody's going to say anything. So that was the kind of thing I enjoyed. So for me to dream to draw you in Afem University, so largely because of those push, I loved growing up.
Yeah, of course, I totally agree with what you said. If you are good, you're going to be supported. People need to see that you have that fire. You really want to do it before they can also say, okay, we support you. So how much can anyone do if you yourself is not willing to be better? You're not willing to go forward. Yeah, thank you. So, and you talked about the age thing, your brother being in primary 4, teacher wanted you to go to primary 5. That will be another topic, a topic for another day, because that is also something that has been affecting our society. You should, I feel you should allow kids go into the stages, let them have experiences. But we'll not go into that now. We'll have another day. So I want to ask that growing up, you mentioned all these people have supported you, and especially men. And how do you think all this support, all this training that you've had then is impacting your life now? Is there any way you would say, okay, this is what I went through, that the training, the support, this is the result of it I'm experiencing presently?
Okay. Unlike so many of my friends that would have to talk about how they were being stopped from community or the other, I grew up with a lot of women, a lot of girls, in the same community, and then we would go to classrooms, we go to lessons together, we go to, I don't know their own experiences in their homes, but there was something that did to me as at the time I was growing up in that environment. It gives me the permission to own the world. Whichever way I want to go, I have permission to dream very big. I was saying to myself that I want to be, I started out by saying I want to be a journalist. But of course, I discovered that my university, that's the university I love so much, I prioritized the university instead of the course I wished to study at that time. So the university for me was Awolowo University. So I discovered they didn't have mass communication. So I had to change my mind. So I picked another course. This was a big deal at the time. I picked that was the first time I wrote my post-UTME. Then I didn't get in the first attempt, so I changed the course to English, which we both studied at Obafemi Awolowo University. What I did, the bigger picture for me was the ability. As at that time, I was introduced into the world of possibility. There was nothing stopping me from becoming anything. So I watch a lot of people. I look out for a role model. I look out for, I see my mom. I said, okay, my mom is already educated in formal education. So my father too. And I said to myself, I want to be that very big woman from society, from my village. So that kind of inspiration from the people that surrounded me gave me the permission to go to the work questioning my ability to whatever I'm supposed to get to not there. So I was just going, I didn't look back. Nobody was telling me, nobody was saying, no, you can't take it. It's not yours. So everybody was just, they were just saying that, okay, anything you want to be, you can be. So that launched me into the world of possibilities. And it was why I said I would have an education. Even when there were challenges, I still said to myself, you have to get there. These challenges are not going to stop you from wherever you want to go to. So that's it.
Thank you. Yeah, so before I go into the next question, I want to just confirm that the viewers can hear you clearly, because it's kind of breaking in and up from my own end. So please, viewers, if it's clear, my voice and Simiat is clear on your end, kindly put in this comment section and let's know. So if there's something to be done. All right, thank you. So sorry, the background noise, we're so sorry about it. Like I said, that it's so something can be done about the background noise. We definitely take care of it. Please, guys. Okay, and somebody asked, but are you just 2 years junior to your brother? That's Adebi Abosedi, to your younger brother. Are you just 2 years younger to your brother?
Exactly. 2 years. He was born in 1988 and I was born in 1990. So it was a practical thing.
Now eventually broken the table, because a lot of people, not everybody will come on a place like to a place like this and say, okay, this is the year I was born, and that is part of the top. Your voice is clear, but there's a terrible noise from your guest end. Oh, okay, thank you. Simiat, could it be the heavy rain on your hand? Was told that there's a terrible.
Stopped already. The rain stopped already.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
and I don't even have any noisy. I guess it's the network. I don't know.
I thought as much too, because I also am making serious efforts to get you to hear you clearly.
The
Okay, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, so sorry, viewers. Hopefully, the network will will be good. Will be good to us. Now, let's go seriously into the topic, which is age and society. And then I would like to share the meaning of age. Some people call it say age. Some people really say ageism. So, and this is according to World Health Organization. It says that ageism is stereotypes. This is how we think, or prejudice, how we feel, and discrimination, how we act towards others or ourselves based on age. So the three forms we're going to be focusing on here is how we think, which is the stereotype, how we feel, the prejudice, and how we react, discrimination. And one other thing
okay.
about ageism is not that it comes from outside. It can also be within. You can criticize yourself for being a particular age. I think that's why some people would lie about their age. They feel the society would not accept them with this age. So let me doctor it, let me do it. So ageism is not always external. It can also be internal. And then I would like to ask you this question. Have you in one way or have you ever experienced ageism? Have you ever been discriminated because of your age, discriminated against because of your age?
Well, I think I should thank God that I have a very good structure. So when you are bold, it comes with certain expectations as well. When you are not on the small side, apologies to those on the small side, you would practically, people, in fact, I can say that as a young, the only thing I don't like about it is that I started seeing men coming after me very early because of the height, and they just believe that I'm mature enough to be out and all that. So that's the only thing I don't like about it. But talking about stereotype or being discriminated against, I don't think I've ever experienced that. The only thing people say, actually, is that you look younger. You just say you look younger than your age, or you look okay. They say I appear or I sound older than my age. Yes, like when they're talking, and when I start to ask certain questions and I start to say certain things, they say that, how do you think that if you're thinking far beyond someone that we would say is your age, especially when I was in my 20s, I guess, I was just leaving school then, and I pay attention to details, and because of that, I come out, I only talk when it's necessary. So when I open my mouth, someone would say, no, it's today, like, this girl is here again or something. But of course, it all boils down to one thing, which is the society expects certain behavior from different age groups. And because we are Nigerians, and because we a lot is placed on the culture, the culture of the Yoruba people. You are expected to respect almost everybody, even if it is 1 year. So you have to be dealing with issues of respect. In my home, for example, even if it is a week or a month, they expect to call the person my brother, like auntie so or brother so. So they're all looking out for that respect, that way of saying, "Oh, I'm your sister, I'm older than you," and all that. So invariably, actually. It's about the different cultures of the world. In some places, it's not a problem at all. People just go about their activities. I call my other brother by his name, his first name, call everybody by their names. Even parents are being called by their names. So for me, growing up, there was nothing like discrimination based on my age. I'm old enough. Nobody can challenge me. Nobody can bully me. Do you get? So I didn't experience any form of discrimination when it comes to my age. But a lot of questions, yeah. Because you're a woman, you get to ask certain questions. You are 20 something now, when are you getting married? You know, that kind of questions will keep coming. Don't be surprised that discrimination, because of course nobody was asking my elder brother. But it's also understandable. A man's life, biology is different from that of the woman. So it's expected at that stage, at different stages, that family members, friends will be asking you, when is that date? Like the lady did ask me yesterday, when is the date?
So, one of your says, Adebi Habasade, thank you, says age as number is not the same as age as psychology. This is just like the argument about gender, sex typing, and psychology, where a woman can exhibit the trait of, or the trait ordinarily expected of man. Yeah, I agree with you on that note, and someone also says age has number is the basis for expecting respect. I think, yeah, for in parts of the world, age as number is the basis for expecting respect. If I'm older than you with this amount of time, you should respect me for that. And I want to ask, I saw someone, was there a report of someone last week who is mid 69, and he's saying that he wants to be 45. If somebody can say I'm a man and I want to become a woman, and I'm a woman, I want to become a woman, so why can't I choose my age as well? And as a matter of fact, I came into the world, I wasn't aware of anything, so I've decided that this is me. And
my age.
I started using my age from when I became aware of myself. I want to start counting my age from when. So I'm not 69 again, I'm 45. So I want to ask that for you, do you think age is actually a number? Is there more for some people will say that age is just a number? Is it the case for you as well?
Well, I think okay.
Mindset. Is it a mindset, or you just feel that?
It all depends on the kind of society you're operating from. You know, in advanced countries, you know, they want to change anything, they can decide to change anything. And of course, you cannot leave the fact, because there is always a fact. The fact that you were born on a particular date is just a fact that you were born on that date. And of course, I was born on a particular day. I can't change that. It's a reality for me. So I cannot manipulate it. I can't do anything with it. If I like, I look at it and say, okay, I'm 30 or I'm 35, but then I want to appear, or I want people to recognize that I am 45. You know, there are consequences for all of these things, because they will still ask the question to fill the particular form. For example, where I am, when you join the civil service, you're expected to retire at a certain age. Then at 60, you're expected to leave service. And so you started as a 20-year-old person. That means you have 40 years to serve, or maybe 35 years to serve. Then you are in between 30. Then you now say you are going to change your age from being 30 to being 45. There are consequences for that here. So you're going to respond to different queries. You're going to respond to court cases. They will say that what happened during the presidential election debates about different candidates, particularly candidate declaring a particular age, people were questioning. So we also have, at some point, if his data, if his information, the ones he has presented before now, were not so accurate with what he presented when he was gone into a particular political office, then he would be charged, for falsifying age. But of course, you also have some people that belong to a different category. They do not know when they were born. They don't have access to that information. Their parents are not lying. Maybe they don't even know their parents. So at the end of the day, they can create one for themselves. So for such people or for such a person, that's another a contextually based reason. So for me, I think we can't deceive ourselves. If we were told that we were born in a particular day, start counting from them. And if you want to get younger, that has to do with you doing one or two things to your physical biology. Like, some people go for surgery. I don't want to look younger than my age. Some people would prefer a particular lifestyle because they don't want to age. Yes, it all comes in different formats. Tolu is looking younger. I'm looking. And then I'm looking older than you, but of course I know you are my gone.
So there's this thing in nature that one cannot, or you can't cheat. No matter how all these surgeons and everything, it's at a point it will definitely come in. And thank you, sis. She says that I don't think age is just a number. It is very important in the medical realm. No one should lie about their age, lie about their age to their doctor. Exactly, because if you say you are younger than what you are, so there are some things that are expected of you biologically. And then when you're claiming that you are what you are not naturally, it will definitely have its own effect on you. So
I want to agree with her, especially when you are a woman and you want to maybe just you're pregnant, and of course they're asking you how old are you, and you are 45. They expect to treat you differently from somebody that is 20 or 25. So if you deny that information, it means that you do not have the adequate care, and you cannot put the doctor in a good state to take care of what is coming.
Exactly. And this thing is actually a global issue. It's not just with us here. Even though in this part of the world where there's always a record, unlike in Nigeria, where you can be in a class with. So that's, I think, from primary, secondary, from people that are not even your age mate. In this place, because you have a set time of starting school. So if you are in that class, everybody knows what your age would be, even if it's not exactly the same. But people in this class have this age, are in this age range. People in that, but in Nigeria where we are, you can see somebody that you are even 3 years older. Same in the same secondary class. I'm not even talking about the university, because you can decide to go to university at whatever time you want. But in the secondary, so that you cannot use to determine somebody's age where in Nigeria. So it's
exactly. In the olden days, I think before you can go to primary school, can enroll in school, you check whether your head is touching your. But now it's not like that. But of course, I think
and I think one thing why this thing is not even like that again is because of this topic we are discussing, ageism. And then in the society, there's, especially in our part of the world, there's a particular age you're expected to start working. I remember when we finished school and I was looking for job at it. I look for this thing to say, it now got to a point I got some places that I could apply to, but this age thing was always like, you must be 26, you must be this, and somebody had to tell me that time that you are not even looking the age that you are. See, you can just change this thing and get this bank job, of course. And I was like, if I change this thing now, I get this bank job. What else will I change? After I change this one, in next year, which one will I change again so that everything can be the same? So there's a way this thing, this discrimination of age is affecting our society. And because now it's not so much on what can this person do, is now how old are you, and how old are you sometimes is not, the age does not really help to pick the best person for jobs in our society, because you are thinking of this person is we want 26 people 26 years of age, 27 years of age, and this person is above this age. And so, and this person that is above this age is even the actual person that is competent for the job. But because you are looking at the person's age, you are not employing that person. What do you think we can do in situations like this in the society where age discrimination is affecting our economic sector?
Okay, I think the major reason why people would have to, or employers of people would have to discriminate based on that is largely because of the population. The expectation is that there are so many people outside looking for a job, and it's a screening method or mechanism. They use it to screen, and a job application was being posted on a website. They needed about 5-10 people, and then 50 people, or not 50 now, 500 people applied for one job for 5 slots. So for 5 slots, 500 people applied. Then they have to restrict it to a particular age, which might probably be because of their expectation too. Some would do it because they feel that if you're below 26, you might not have children or a family of your own. It also means that your output will be much more. You will not be distracted. So in certain places, they will tell you that before you can apply, you must be 35. So they're expecting a mature person. They're expecting a much more competent person, someone that have been through stages of development. So with that, what they need to work with is largely that person can deliver them. They don't need to train anybody. They want what they want. But in our own case, like you mentioned, Nigeria, we started school. I started university at age 20. Of course, I was delayed for 3 years now. First, I didn't pass the first post-UTME that I did. I didn't pass it. Then the second time I passed, I was given admission in 2019. We didn't start school till 2020.
2009, not 2019.
2009, sorry. Thank you. So until 2010 that we resumed. We were expected to leave in 2013/2014. But then strike, came up. I think we stayed home for more than 6 months. And then then, um, we finished in 2014. We were not mobilized for NYSC. We stayed another 1 year at home. So at 25, you're not even out completely.
Oh.
Spending 4 years. So one day, I think I thought about that, and I was like, who do I blame for that? Because it wasn't my fault. I did what I was supposed to do. I got into the school at age 20. My third year of graduation was 2014. And then maybe I'm done 20. So I had to finish serving 2016. So at the end of the day, you 6 years for a 4-year course, let's say 5 years because of service, NYSC. So at the end of the day, those are the kind of delays you have in your own system. And nobody is paying for that.
Like recently, that people have been staying home for how many years now?
Exactly. So now you now see people go for private institutions. Oh, I have to go into, so that I will know the exact date I'm going to leave. I have to go and patronize the private school. So the next administration is promising us that we'll be spending 4 years. I don't know how true that could be, or that would be. But of course, here, there's nobody to hold accountable for that delay, for that one that is not my fault. And like you said, there are some, it was based on admission. They got admission very late, and or they decided to go to school very late. And I think now they're encouraging parents to enroll their wards as early as maybe 4 years. So you get into school, it's Simi, you go and start the process so that you catch up.
Okay. Yeah, so Simiat, I want to, because of time here, I think we have to be faster. So I want to quickly read some of the comments here. Oyebola Oluferish, thank you so much for joining. She says it is possible for some people to lie about their age because of probably a small stature, and people may feel or think you are of a lower age, even if you are older. And then such a person can use that as an advantage to lie about his or her age. Sure, yes, and that was what somebody wanted me to that, but it will definitely have some effect somehow. So thank you so much, Dr. Ben, for joining. I appreciate you. Mr. Kehinde Ajayi, thank you for joining. Mr. Oluwajuwon Solomon is watching. Thank you as well. Bros, thank you. Nature, Abiola Iyola says, nature interestingly synchronizes topics. I thought about how I was asked about someone close when I started applying to universities. If I'd like my age altered, I said no. The person had her reasons, valid reasons of course, but I said no. One should be careful about piling up exhibits against oneself, against the future. Exactly. Because if you change this now, you know what else will come up later. Even your biological age, there would always be a place that these things will catch up with you. And Oluwajuwon Solomon says, one of those things I cannot compromise is my age, no matter what is at stake. Yes. And says Soluwatoyin Adeyemi, thank you. It was a banking job that almost made me lie. The same thing, I think it's bank people. They just want, but the thing,
very young
people. Yeah, but sometimes it's not really about young. Some young people may not be responsible. You have an adult.
They are not bothered about training these young people. They will train you. They know you're just
of exploitation. Because you feel this person does not have a family, this person does not have much responsibility, so let's take all this person's time.
It's exploitation. That's what it is.
Yeah, because why do you expect me not to have a family? You don't want somebody that has a family. You don't want someone that has a child. You don't want somebody that's a particular age. Let me quickly complete this comment. It was a banking job that almost made me lie about my age, but I chose to let the job to go. But my faith won't just allow me at that time. As that's the thing. And see where you are now. Even if you had lied about that age then, you now start piling up other things to cover that track that you've made there. So I think our society has to do more in this regard. And talking about education, okay, in this part of the world here, you don't put your age on your CV or your resume. It's in Nigeria that is expected that you put your age there.
Age.
For this place, they're not even looking who is this person, how old is this person. Although I would also look at it this way, that I'm not putting my age, but I put my other profile. If you really want to be concerned about the age, if you really want to use age to set the standard, you will sit down and calculate my profile and see, okay, if you went to school at this time, if you did this, that means probably you'll be in this age range. But that would be an extra mile for someone
I think
interested in your age. You wanted to say something?
Yes, I think it's about where we are in our society. Your society, they fought discrimination against age, like they're proposing that we do in Nigeria, because people would come with different requests, exploiting. So I'm sure what would have happened in your own case, where you are, is that there was a legislation to that effect.
You got
and they
it.
have to say you have
because
to.
Because issue at a time like this discrimination, so they had to put up this so that you do not have to put your age on the CV. So that's why you can see a 20-year-old working with a 65-year-old in the same job, as long as you can deliver.
Exactly. So now you go tire, kind of.
As long as you can deliver what they want, all of you can be in the same job, doing the same thing. Also, I also want to take this age thing to the university, to our education sector, where you have you mentioned at a point that in the civil service you're expected to retire at an age. So, but I'm looking at these lecturers in the university. Some are experienced lecturers who have so much to give, but because it's expected of them to resign at a particular age, they have to give up so many of those things and then hand it over. Don't you think, in your own opinion, there's a way it's affecting our education as well? Because some of these older lecturers, I know that some of them use old means, but they can be, that when they say that somebody is a living library or living encyclopedia, some of them have these old ideas that can help our education sectors to be more effective and more to be more productive. So what do you think about that aspect, allowing lecturers to retire at a particular age? Why not when they feel that, okay, I cannot deliver again, let me go home?
Well, our own case is quite unique. We are a peculiar people. When you look at why they say people should retire, they will also say that if you don't retire, there are a lot of young people graduating or that are with schools that don't get jobs. So if you refuse to leave, but denying a whole lot of opportunity to also get that experience. I think what they've been able to do, if you retire and you're still interested in lecturing, you still apply to visit. Like it won't be regular, your contract. Or you consult for the university. You're not like regular, like you have to resume a particular time. So they put you on contract because they know you have that wealth of experience. Some people can't even wait to reach 60 because they want to do something else with their lives.
Mhm.
So
So
most
it will be an
they are
option that
more used
if
to.
you get to the stage, you can retire, but if you don't want to, you can continue.
Yes,
Like I think in this part of the world, you can teach as long as you can be a lecturer as a professor as long as you want,
uh,
and then
it's also because they don't have backlog like we do here. They are looking for, talent. They are looking for experience. They are looking for that kind of skills every day where you are. So if you have it and you said you want to continue, they have space for others coming, to
you know.
fix them up. So
Uh,
to
uh,
me, I think here is just because of backlog, and
mhm,
they expect you, if you do a thing for 35 years, you should be tired.
mhm.
So if it's passion for you to continue, then you apply. That's why some people will go to different universities, and I'm not sure how they do it, but of course they have opportunity. When I was a postgraduate student, we have professors that have retired, but of course they still come as teachers.
Contract.
We give them a special status,
Mhm.
and we take care of them. It all depends on their bargaining power, you
Okay.
know. So
Yeah. So you mentioned it. These things are interwoven, and it still boils down to our governments, because if there is enough job for everyone, there won't be a reason why some people should just retire whether they like it or not, so that some other people can take over. So I think there has to be a structure. Our government has to do much more better.
more to know how many people right now we are still, census is coming up by May. The last time we had that was in 2006. The next one is coming up May. So we are going to be counting up. And these are part of the things you mentioned. The government needs to be structured in such a way that we can plan for as many people as possible. Now, we just work with estimates. You
Mhm.
know, we work with estimates, over 200 million Nigerians, those sort of things. But of course, you have to be able to segment them. How old between these? They said we have about 60 something or 70% of our population are young people. So about that, I'm not sure if 70 or 65 or 60, I can't remember. But of course, these are conversations that have dominated the media space during the last election. We were talking about planning for everybody, including everybody, the
Yeah.
children, the aged, the young ones. So if a country is going to develop, you have to be looking at the productive age of the young people so that you can inject them, can put them where they belong.
Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about this adult and younger one, where like I mentioned in when I was trying to uh, put this program in the public, like I met an elderly woman, and she says that everyone she has met have been telling her that uh that she's dumb, and I was like, brother, you're so privileged to get to this age, like 80. That's what we're talking about. Not even in this place that everybody, that science and technology health is taking serious, it's still not everybody that will get to that age, and here you are. And then these people are telling you you are dumb, you this, you that. What do you think of that kind of idea, when people think that if you are older, you cannot be you can't be wise, you don't know what is going on at the moment, and then the older ones are telling the younger ones that you've not seen life. This so there's this age, because I'm older than you, I'm wiser than you, I know this, and the younger one is, you're old school, you don't know what is going on at the moment. How do you think we can balance that kind of argument, that idea?
It all depends on where you are. Where you are, I think you ignited your Nigerianness. That was why you were able to make that comment. Even if you perceive the old woman to be dumb, you're not going to say that.
No.
You can't say that. We didn't train you that way. So you cannot say an older person is dumb. You can
Mhm.
just you can just leave her. You know, here we also associate old age to witchcraft, all sort of things. Before now, actually, now we tend to respect experiences that okay, it's not easy to get to that stage. But before, I think while I was growing up, there's always because of the way older people look,
Mhm.
you attach a lot of things to them. That, this person is ugly. You're also going to that stage of ugliness. So how do we balance it? I think it's just best for us to uh, understand the reality of life. We're all going to go to that stage too, where we will be described as being dumb. So if dumb is okay for you, continue. One day you also be dumb. So somebody would call you dumb. But I think in essence, we should be sensitive to the reality of life. Reality is that we all will grow old one day. People will stay. So how you want to be treated, what you want to be called is what you should call all that.
Thank you, Simiat.
Where this sound is coming from, really. Is my mic or what?
You have was it? Is it some background noise or what? Is it cracking? Is that what you're talking about? Okay. Let's I want to know if Mr. Deji is still here. Mr. Deji Yusufu, kindly let me know if you're still here in the comments. While I'm waiting for that response, let's look at this. What do you think about how many young Nigerians are wasting away? So I'd like you to speak to how Nigerians can harvest the Nigerian youth, how the value in them can be arrested, can be made to you, put into use. I hope you understand that question.
Exactly. Well, it all boils down to one thing. What is the agenda of the people leading us? So if they are interested in building a Nigeria where things will be working, they better get serious about the youth. Because a lot of young persons you see when you go on different streets, you see them doing nothing, just wasting away, meaning that they are not going to be contributing anything to the society. And if they would be contributing anything at all, maybe negatively now. So it takes somebody with vision, with a direct understanding of what they want this country to be able to see that there is need, there is manpower, develop their capacities so that they can be of use to the economy and the society at large. We talk about insecurity. How many people do we have in the military, in the police, in the security sector? We talk about medical doctors. How many do we graduate every year? Those in the health sector, they talk about brain drain. And the country is not deliberately planning about how to replicate the many people that are leaving service or the many people, shortfalls that we have. So now, the only thing that the government, because that falls under the purview of the government needs to understand where it needs to take Nigeria. If they could see that reality, meaning that they have to do more to gather data to be able to fix people where they belong.
Okay, thank you.
We are serious as a country Our people get out of this country and become marvelous. They, become sought after. Like everybody's looking for an employment to employ in abroad because they know how hard we work. So if others are seeing those things in us, even people are not seeing that, it means that they don't have vision. They don't have anything to offer the country except they just want to be head of government at different levels. So I think the question we should be asking ourselves now, how well are we probing our representatives at different levels? We also need to do more, put them on their toes. If it is at the local government level, go and move about your country. Know your responsibility, your duties. Point them out to them. Ask them, questions. Not just show up in every election, questions, collect money, say, when you come back, you spend 4 years, they will come home. So if you can collect anything from them before the election, then you get them. You don't mind. We have to start minding, become active citizens of the country as well, so that we can put them on their toes and show direction if we lack one.
Okay. Yeah. So it all starts from the root, from our leadership, and taking data and then fixing everyone in the right place. So that we'll be able to harness the value in her younger population. Okay, so I would like us to end on this note. That's the question. Do you think respect should be based on people's age? Let me share this experience with you. I remember some years ago when I used to have this friend. She's an older friend, and then she doesn't really know my age, but I know she's older than I am. She's much older than I am. But this relationship is cordial, and I deliberately accorded her that respect because I know she's older, even though we are friends. She checks on me, I check on her and everything. And then to the extent that I did not save a number as mommy this, or as in the affection I had for her then, and the respect, I saved her name with auntie so on my phone to see how deliberately I was so concerned about the friendship. And then there was a time I think that time I became 35, and then I shared it when I was doing this is, and then she saw it. You didn't believe that the following day her attitude just changed. Like, she didn't say it, but you would know when somebody is not saying something, and when somebody puts words to you, and I'm like, is this not this person that we've been communicating, had conversation, and this, and she's talking this way. I'm not expecting her to be to respect me, but you would know that something changed, something is missing in this conversation. I tagged along, and this but I realized that she kept on. She was now so insistent on it, like the way she was now reacting, and they're like, this person that I play so much, I like this, even though you are older. So what do you think of people who behave like this, who think that because I'm older than you, you do not deserve my respect, or because you are younger than I am? So I just want you to talk to that. Please speak to that.
Okay, they say respect is reciprocal.
Mm-hmm.
If I respect you, I expect to get that in return. But because of where we are coming from, the moment you discover that somebody is not your age, you automatically believe that person is not worth respecting. But then, I think there are also double standards in that reality. Mm-hmm. You get to a point where the head of a company is a younger person, and you start hearing "sir" from "yes, madam," from older people. When you are sort of influential, you have money. Mm-hmm. when your elder brother can start calling you auntie, brother, do you get? So
Yeah.
it's it's a natural thing for me. For instance, when I got to where I was working, I automatically believe I need to respect everybody, whether they are older than me or they are not older than me. But there are still some people I look at and say this one will be my age range, you know, because of course, if you overdo it, people take it for granted.
Of course.
So if you are calling everybody, here we say auntie, something, brothers, so and so on, stuff, you get. In the industry, we don't even do that. I feel very ashamed to call my veteran, my senior colleagues by their names when we're on air. And one day I had to tell them, see, let's domesticate this media thing. I can't be calling somebody as old as you by the first name. And yesterday I watched a particular video, an interview, Maya Angelou. She was being asked by the young lady, people are talking, and that's the program. So the young lady wanted to ask her a question, say, hi, Maya. And then she said, first of all, I am not Maya. I am Professor. You can say Mrs. Miss Maya, Miss Angelou. You say Miss Maya. She has been through a lot of things in life that a young person like you would call me by my first name. So one woman came to ask the question to reiterate her point that she just moved into one in the US and she discovered that respect are not on the table. People just do what they like by that. And she said, yes, somebody is responsible for it. The older generation is responsible to pass down that value to the next generation. So young people don't just grow up to become disrespectful. They are supposed to be called out when they do a thing. I wish you could have asked, or you could have told your own, well, maybe you're not trained that way. Then you make the woman also realize that even though she's older than you, you can come down to her level. By calling her by her own name, that's when the relationship will end.
Mindset, you know that this person would not be.
You not end the relationship. I know it's like that. You end the relationship, but of course, there is nothing. It takes nothing from her to continue on the note.
Yeah. I just got
nothing, especially because there are a lot of things involved. If you build your relationship to a certain level, you and I can, we started our friendship. I was just like, you are my mom, that. But it doesn't take that reality away from me that I respect you, even if I'm not calling you auntie. There are things I would not do, there are things I would not say to you because I have to respect you. So I think people should just understand where they are, the environment will speak whether you want to respect. But I think the best thing is for you to reciprocate. If anybody is respecting you.
All right. Thank you, Simiat. Time is not our friend today. So we'll have to end this program. And I want to say thank you again to everyone who is watching. It's been a very insightful topic, talking about age. It's a very broad topic. So you have to bring in, that we didn't even go to the romantic aspect of it, where people have to disguise their age to fit in, to get someone who they really want or they're interested in. But it's a very broad topic. I'm glad that we're able to discuss it to the extent that we did. Hopefully we'll have a second round of it. because time is fast. Thank you again to everyone who is watching and who will be watching this as your replay. We would like that you put in your comments, your reaction, share this video to people, and we thank you for doing that. Simiat, what will be your closing word for today?
Well, I will end by saying we should learn to reciprocate respect. You get so much done respecting others. If you don't respect people, there are things you find very interesting, very, very interesting things you get, rewards you get just respecting people. And I think if we reciprocate that, if we get it from people, we should learn to also respect people.
Yeah,
And
sure.
just remember, you can be 50 and still look 40 or 30. Just same the mindset, apart from your future duties, you should feel alive almost all the time, not minding how old we are.
So we should respect people whether we are aware of their age or not. We should if you say you cannot ask what you don't give. If you want people to respect you as well, you should respect. You should give respect. Yeah, thank you again, everyone. And I want to appreciate you, Simiat, for giving your time today. I think the network.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a privilege. I'm sorry for my background noise. I don't know where it's coming from.
Probably the network. Yeah, so we'll have another discussion, another live discussion where we can talk as long as we want. It's not going to be under between you and me, so we can just chat as usual. Thank you everyone again. The next edition will be coming out soon, and hope that you join, you share, you like, you put in your comments. And if you're interested in being part of this, in shining your lights to the world, we'll be happy to have you on this program as well, to share your experience, to share how you manage situations, to discuss topics, issues that are happening in our society, to help our society become better. You're welcome, and I want to say have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Happy Easter and happy fasting to everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.